The strike on Beirut happened on Thursday afternoon local time, and it's the first Israeli attack on the Lebanese capital since early May. The area is not far from Beirut's international airport, and it had followed media reports in recent days that the head of the Israeli military had been seeking approval to launch strikes on the capital. But the most intense attacks have been in the south, like this one in the city of Tyre early on Thursday morning, with Israel claiming it hit 135 Hezbollah targets across Lebanon in the space of 24 hours. We've spoken to a number of people in Tyre who say they aren't leaving the city despite the threat, some because they simply don't have the means to leave and can't afford to go elsewhere. Dozens of people have been killed in Lebanon in recent days, including children, and the death toll from Israeli strikes since March, when Hezbollah opened fire on Israel in solidarity with Iran, is now more than 3,200, including hundreds of women and children. The Israeli government says it is being provoked here, with 900 rockets and 1,300 drones having been fired by Hezbollah at Israeli soldiers operating inside Lebanon, in territory seized and occupied during its invasion earlier this year. Those drones and rockets also directed at Israeli communities along the border, and to this point, 24 soldiers have been killed. The situation is leading to obvious questions as to whether or not the ceasefire in Lebanon is holding after it was announced by the US president in April, or whether or not this increase in Israeli military activity and Hezbollah attacks means it's no longer worth the paper it's written on. We know that senior members of the Lebanese government have been highly critical about the way the truce had been drafted, saying the US had given Israel too much free rein to launch attacks whenever it saw fit. But the Israeli government was reluctant to weigh in on those questions when I asked them earlier as to if this ceasefire is still in force.
Matthew, this is one of those questions that I think journalists get a little bit obsessed with. I've told you how the ceasefire is being breached by a terrorist organization. Our responsibility, and this has been discussed by President Trump, he has shared this truth that Israel has a duty to defend its own citizens.
Another round of peace talks between the Israeli and Lebanese governments are expected on Friday in Washington. Once again, Hezbollah is not at the negotiating table.